Howdy folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, making another video for you out of Boise, Idaho. Hey guys, how's it going? So that last video, because I'm working with a new camera setup here, and I apologize, cut itself off when I was going to get the tensioner off. So I went ahead and used a 19mm socket, and I got the tensioner off. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now, and where we are at, is we need to get the AC compressor, the power steering pump, and the alternator and all that out of the way. And then what I actually did here is I got myself set up. I was going to go ahead and pull my power steering pulley and pull the pump, but I took a minute and just kind of peeked at it and realized I don't have to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and take this bracket with the pump and the compressor obviously unplugged but still connected to the bracket. I'm just going to see if I can take this bracket and kind of just lay it off to the side and get it out of the way so I can get in here and work. I'm going to see about doing the same thing with my alternator and all that right here as well. I'm going to see if I can just get the brackets out of the way and get them moved to the side, and then start working on my water pump. I'm real interested and curious and excited to get in here at this water pump because these long water pump bolts are known to break, and I'm already set up and prepared for it with new bolts and everything. And so I'm ready to get in here and see if that's what's going to happen. So it's cold out here. It's below freezing. As you can see, I got the good thick coveralls on. So I'm probably only going to work like 10-20 minutes at a time, basically, until I can't feel my toes. Go inside, warm up. So, you know, as you know, my videos are pretty raw and all that other stuff. Nothing too fancy over here. So there'll probably be a lot of positive and good stuff. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and seek out 14mm sockets. That's what these bolts are going to be right here, and work on getting this bracket and setup pushed off to the side and out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up for that. Alright, so let's crawl up here and see what we can do about getting this bracket apart here and out of the way. Now, one thing I went ahead and did was I took my breaker bar and a 14mm socket, and I just went through and I went ahead and just got them loose so I could get in with my ratchet pretty easy and just take these bolts out. That way I'm not having to work twice as hard with my small ratchet to get bolts out, you know. I'll just use my ratchet that simple, just like that. Now, I may have to, depending upon how this wants to work, I may end up having to go ahead and at least take off the AC compressor. I don't want to, but we'll see how that works out. Alright, I got one here. And again, just be conscious of your radiator right there. You know, I don't want to booger it up. Honestly, some people may just want to take the extra step and just uninstall it and set it aside so you don't damage it. Looks like this bracket is going to want to jump off of here. Go ahead and take my tool off of my power steering pump. Get that out of the way there. I'll put my arm up here, hold this big bracket on here while I take this final bolt off. I'm just going to set that aside because, again, I don't want this falling and hitting the radiator. Alright, let's see how this is going to work. Oh, yep, it'll work exactly how I want it to. Just like so. Here, actually set you. All right. Perfect. So now, I'm just gonna leave this like it is, okay? And I'm just gonna work around it. If I really need to get it out of the way, I can set it down right here. Although it looks scary, it's not gonna hit my radiator. The lines here aren't gonna let it. So we're good there. You see, now it's out of the way, and I've got direct access to that water pump, to that side of the water pump there. Yay! Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and work on this side. Maybe I'll reposition the camera here too, so you can see better. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here for a second. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to make some room so I can get in here and work. And so I'm gonna get some of these hoses and lines out of my way. I'm gonna go ahead and get the upper radiator hose out of the way using a flathead screwdriver here. Okay, and then my best friend in these situations is a good mechanics pick. A good way to get hoses and other stuff. See, just get right in there and just kind of work stuff loose. And then you don't have to fight things as much. So yeah, you can just get right in there. You can get under there and get your clamp loose, or get right up in there and just work it around. Then you can get stuff like your radiator hoses and stuff out of the way. You can pretty much do that with any hose. I think next I'm going to go ahead and get this hose out of the way. You can't see it, but it runs from here all the way to the top of the radiator, across the top of the radiator. Looks like we got a 10mm bolt here, so I'm just going to take this, and I think what I'm going to do with this is actually just loosen it and set it up out of the way over there. And then I'm going to go ahead and start going after my alternator and brackets and stuff like that. Okay, so I'll have to change it up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and leave this connected here. So I've disconnected this here, as you can see, and I've disconnected my two heater hoses down here at the intake and the water pump. I'm just going to go ahead and do that now, because later on I'm going to be in here anyways, changing valve covers and stuff like that, gaskets and whatnot, tune up, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to need some of this stuff out of the way anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and take these and bend them back here, kind of just take this whole setup and just let it set out of the way over here. Just get it out of the way. No need to fully disconnect it. And then we're good there. So now that leaves me in here with my alternator and this bracket. So I'm going to go ahead and start off getting this bracket out. And then from there, since I need to get back in here anyways and get some of these bolts out to remove this bracket, I think I'm going to go ahead and just work on getting my alternator completely out of the way. I need to go grab another socket real quick, so I'll be right back. Alright, so here we go. Start working on this alternator. And that is why I brought a few different sizes. Looks like one of those is a bolt going into the water pump. That's going to be a 15. And that's going to be, this one down here, that's going to be even smaller. Come on. Alright, so when it comes to something like that, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to go around and grab my breaker bar real quick. Alright. There we go. Now we don't have to break our backs. Almost got that bolt out. Come on. A long-winded bolt, huh? Beautiful. All right. Then we'll work on that 15mm bolt next. And then we'll get this bracket out of here, and we'll be that much closer to getting down to the water pump. One of the things I'm not looking too forward to on this job, though, as I'm kind of looking forward, planning ahead, is having to get that harmonic balancer off so we can get the timing cover off, because I bought a new timing cover for this. We're servicing the timing cover, chain, and all that other stuff. I bet you that's going to be a lot of fun. Ah! There we go. All right. Awesome. So now, honestly, do I really need to take this out, or can I just get back in here to this bolt? Yep, I can get back in here, down in here to this bracket, to get this bracket out of the way. So, I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave that alternator sitting on there. Oh, there we go. There's one. You're a 14. There's one. Let's see. I've already got you. Alright. Two. There we go. Alright. Three. And then we got, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 bolts to get out. And then we should be able to maneuver this bracket. And then we're going to start working on getting our water pump out. So I'm going to kind of regroup a little bit because I got some sockets laying around and some bolts. So I'm going to regroup, and then we'll work on getting this bracket out. Alright, so I have got this bracket, if you can see here. Again, I'm using a new camera, and I don't have a good line of view. So I hope the shot's good anyway. So I got this bracket loose and out of the way, so that way I can just manipulate it how I want to, and I can get back in here to these bolts. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and work on taking out all of these bolts, all these water pump bolts. And it's these big long ones, these big timing ones right here. These bolts go through the water pump housing, through the timing cover, into the block. These are the ones that like to corrode inside of here and break. So we're gonna go ahead and start working on those. Now, if we're lucky, hopefully, I've been soaking these bolts literally for days in what we call PB Blaster, what's known as PB Blaster. I love PB Blaster. There's a few different types of penetrating oils out there, but PB Blaster is what I use. And on this rig, I've literally used almost a full can so far, just over the course of days. Literally, I just put the can out here, and every time I come by it, just give every bolt I can find a squirt. Let's see if this is going to be easy. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, look at that. That's pretty easy. That's a good sign. Of course, that's a little short one. Okay, and that's not too bad. It's not too corroded. It's got a little rust right there. We can clean that up. Let's go after a long one. Oh wow, that's really loose. Huh. Sometimes when they're really loose like that, it means that they're already broken inside of here. That's interesting. Let's see. No, look at there. Yay! Well, that's not even all that bad, actually. See, I've seen them just completely pitted. Looks like there's acne all over them. Let's keep moving forward with this. Trust me, I really don't want to get into having to spend any time drilling and extracting bolts. Because once we get all this off, it's going to be a lot of fun cleaning it up to put it back on, which actually I don't have to worry about the timing cover because, like I said, I got a brand new timing cover to put back on here. Alright, so we want to take this one slow. It's getting harder to turn. There we go. I don't know if you just heard that little noise. That didn't sound too good. Could be just rust in there breaking up. There we go. I think we got it. I think that's it. Heck yeah, now look at this one. This one, that's the type of bolt that likes to break in the middle. Is when you start seeing them corroded like that. That's what we were fighting against. That's why I didn't want to come out so easy. Let's go over here. Okay. Another one. Not too bad. Alright. So actually, we're only down to a few more bolts. And it's really starting to look like we're going to be in the clear for getting this water pump off without bolts breaking, which is a huge blessing because I don't know if you've been keeping up with me lately, but I've been working on nasty, rusty, crappy vehicles all year. And the one that I actually think is gonna start going south on me is not. So that's, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Like I said, once I get all this off, then I can really focus on some things, like getting the engine block cleaned up real well, getting the timing set, all that other good stuff. This bolt's pretty nasty though. Coming, as a matter of fact. Oh, it's stuck. Come on. There we go. See, look. Again, look at all that. Ugh. All right. All right, guys. So, I'm going to go ahead and move forward and get this water pump off. I'm going to take a break here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is get all the plumbing off, the hoses and stuff. Then I'm going to go ahead and get the pump off and go from there. But it's cold out here. So, I'm going to go ahead and go inside, get some lunch. Plus, the 4 kiddos are home, and yeah, they need lunch and all that other good stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I hope everybody had an awesome Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff, and Happy New Year. The next video is gonna show this water pump off. We'll start working on getting the timing cover off. We're gonna be pulling the distributor, checking that, cleaning all this up, tune up, all that other good stuff. So there you go, folks. Well, everybody that comes out and supports my channel and watches it, I greatly appreciate you. I also wanted to just mention real quick, and there will be some more information about this here in the near future. I got like this merchandise thing opened up, so I'm selling t-shirts on YouTube now, and I think somewhere like under the description or something like that on the video that you're watching, there's like maybe a link for you to click on. If you feel like it, stop by and pick up a t-shirt or two. I think they make great work shirts, so there you have it, guys. Alright, folks, well, thanks for supporting me and the family. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. This is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, signing off.